the drama surrounding Caitlin Clark has grown into something far bigger than basketball. What began as excitement over the Indiana Fever's prized rookie has evolved into a full-scale cultural and economic storm, shaking the foundations of the WNBA and sparking conversations about power, money, and the very future of women's sports. Caitlin Clark's arrival was supposed to be a moment of triumph for the league, a fresh face with generational talent, capable of pulling in new fans and delivering the kind of ratings networks dream about. Instead, it has exposed deep cracks in the WNBA's foundation, flaws in leadership, and an inability to fully capitalize on the league's brightest star in decades. And now, with Elon Musk stepping into the conversation with a jaw-dropping $10 million endorsement offer, the situation has shifted from tense to explosive. The players' frustrations with the WNBA are nothing new. For years, they've been asking for better pay, improved working conditions, and a larger stake in the league they keep afloat. Even the biggest stars, like two-time MVP Aya Wilson, max out at around $225,000 a season in base salary. That might sound like a solid income to most people, but it's a drop in the bucket compared to NBA salaries, where role players collect $10 million a year without blinking. The gap isn't just wide, it's a canyon. And the way the league has tried to bridge it hasn't inspired confidence. In past collective bargaining agreements, players have given up significant concessions. Some reports say up to 16% equity in marketing initiatives to help build the league's brand. They were told these sacrifices would pay off in the form of higher salaries and better opportunities down the line. But now, as they watch Caitlin Clark's star power bring in record ratings, merchandise sales, and sponsorship interest, many are asking, where did that money go? Why hasn't it translated into direct financial benefit for the athletes? The frustration is compounded by the fact that most WNBA players have no choice but to play overseas in the off-season, grinding through months in Russia, Turkey, or China just to make ends meet. That's not just inconvenient, it's exhausting and dangerous, increasing the risk of injury in a sport where careers are already short. Enter Elon Musk. The billionaire tech mogul is no stranger to disruption, and his $10 million endorsement offer to Clark feels less like a standard business move and more like a direct challenge to the WNBA's way of doing things. His message is simple. The market for women's basketball is far bigger than the league is making it out to be, and he's willing to put his money where his mouth is. Musk's public support of Clark is a thunderclap in the sports world. It instantly reframes the conversation about what women's basketball players can earn and, more importantly, who controls those earnings. Caitlin Clark is not just a basketball player, she's a phenomenon. She draws crowds everywhere she goes. Ticket sales spike, TV ratings surge, and merchandise flies off shelves when her name is attached. She's the kind of star who can lift the entire ecosystem around her, much like Taylor Swift has done for the music industry. Yet despite being the most marketable player in the league, Clark is bound to a 4-year rookie contract worth just under $340,000 in total. That's less than what she reportedly made in a single year at Iowa through nil deals, which exceeded $3 million. The fact that the WNBA couldn't offer her even $500,000 in salary despite her obvious value is being viewed by many as one of the greatest failures in league leadership in recent memory. And if the pay gap weren't enough, Clark has had to endure a level of physical targeting that borders on absurd. Night after night, she's hacked, shoved, and outright tackled on the court. Opponents have treated her like a crash test dummy, with referees often swallowing their whistles. What would be a flagrant foul for a star player in the NBA is waved off as tough defense in her case. At times, the games feel less like basketball and more like a demolition derby disguised as a sporting event. Yet through it all, Clark remains poised. She doesn't scream at officials, doesn't lash out at opponents, and doesn't make it about herself. She just keeps playing, keeps hitting impossible shots, and keeps pulling her team into the spotlight. The hypocrisy is staggering. When male players take hard fouls, they're protected. When Clark takes them, it's treated as a rite of passage. Imagine Steph Curry being told to toughen up after being decked on a fast break. It would never happen. But for Clark, it's normalized. This isn't just about sportsmanship, it's about how the league values its most important asset. And right now, the WNBA seems determined to test just how much punishment she can endure before she decides enough is enough. That's why Musk's involvement is so intriguing. He doesn't just have the money to back up bold ideas, he has the platform. His company X, formerly Twitter, is in the middle of a major transformation into a multimedia giant. Live sports, especially with a marketable star like Clark at the center, could become a cornerstone of that strategy. The concept of a rival XX league has already started circulating. Imagine a league where players earn millions instead of thousands, where they hold ownership stakes, and where they control their schedules, marketing, and image rights. The XX League could run head-to-head with the WNBA in the summer or operate year-round, and it could stream exclusively on X, bypassing traditional TV networks altogether. The potential lineup for such a league is mouth-watering. Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, Aaliyah Boston, Camila Cardoso, and international stars all playing under a business model designed to benefit them directly. Add in a coaching legend like Gino Auriemma, and you've got instant credibility. With Musk's money and reach, and possibly foreign investment from countries like Saudi Arabia, who have already disrupted golf and soccer, the XX League could launch almost overnight. For Clark, the decision would be career-defining. Stay in the WNBA and try to force change from within, using her leverage in the upcoming 2025 CBA negotiations, or jump to a new league that offers financial security, respect, and full creative control. Even if she never leaves, the mere threat of doing so gives her enormous bargaining power. League officials know that losing her would be a devastating blow, not just in talent, but in revenue, publicity, and cultural relevance. Meanwhile, other players are finding their own ways to cash in. Sophie Cunningham, for example, has gone viral with her Arby's partnership, selling "Hot Girls Eat Arby's" shirts that sold out in multiple sizes. While Nike spends billions on ad campaigns, Sophie has found a way to own her brand through personality and timing. It's a reminder that in today's game, players can't wait for the league to create opportunities. They have to create their own. Clark understands this better than anyone. She's already turned every cheap shot, every missed call, and every viral highlight into fuel, building a brand that transcends the WNBA. And that's the real problem for the league. Caitlin Clark doesn't need them nearly as much as they need her. She's already proven she can generate millions in sponsorships without their help. She's already shown she can break ratings records on her own. And now, with Musk and other potential investors circling, she has options. If the WNBA doesn't adapt fast, it could wake up one day to find its brightest star shining somewhere else. Caitlin Clark is more than a rookie. She's a cultural flashpoint, a walking business case for why women's sports deserve more investment, more respect, and more vision. Whether she stays and fights or leaves and builds something new, the impact of her choices will be felt for years to come. And as the countdown to the CBA deadline ticks away, one thing is certain: the WNBA is running out of time to get this right. So what do you think? Should Caitlin Clark take Elon Musk's offer and help launch a rival league that could change women's basketball forever, or should she stay in the WNBA and try to reshape it from the inside? And if a XX league really did form, would you watch it over the WNBA? Share your thoughts in the comments, like this video, and subscribe so you don't miss a single update as this story continues to unfold.